Hello, and welcome to What is Crypto? I'm Matt, and this is Crypto. Today I'm going to be talking to you about if you should hold your KASPA during the entire bull run and then potential bear market that follows, if you should be taking profits on your KASPA on the way up, or if you should sell all of your KASPA and potentially look at re-entering in the next cycle. And remember, this is all based on the 4-year crypto cycle theory. So if for some reason this cycle is different and the 4 cycles before aren't a good place to go on, then this information probably won't hold up. But if you're like me and you're super bullish on KASPA and you also are bullish on the 4-year cycle theory, then this video could be for you. And it also doesn't matter when you're watching this, as even if you're watching this in 6 months' time, the current price action of KASPA is irrelevant to the general thesis. Alright, so if that sounds like it could be for you, then smash that like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Cheers, legends. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Now let's get into it. Alrighty, so KASPA. What we're going to be talking about is initially what will happen to the price of KASPA during the bear market. So, firstly, to have a look at what will happen to the price of KASPA, we initially need to have a look at some of the other big layer ones and how they've fared. So, let's take a look at Avalanche. Now, Avalanche is a crypto that I'm hugely bullish on, and it's a really good layer one, and I think it's probably a decent place to start. So, Avalanche from Pico top to Pico bottom had a drop of 94%. Ouch. If you were holding that one all the way up and all the way down, that is something that is going to make you lose a serious amount of sleep. Solana. Now, Solana is one of the biggest layer ones, so I think Solana is a pretty good one to assess off. And if you have a look from the Pico top of Solana through to the Pico bottom, we had a drop of approximately 97%. Now that is including FTX, so if FTX didn't happen, maybe it wouldn't have been so brutal. However, even if it only dropped instead of to 97, it dropped to here, still a 95% drop. So still massive losses to be had if you are holding that one all the way. Let's have a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum, what have we had over our 2 cycles? So first up in the 2018-19 cycle, from top to bottom, a 95% drop. And then last cycle, from top to bottom, we had approximately an 81% drop. So still some pretty horrendous drops. And lastly, we've got Bitcoin. So if you look at Bitcoin from the top of the cycle to the bottom of the cycle, we had a 75% drop in the most recent cycle. And in the cycle before that, we had a drop of 85%. So what I can deduce from that is that if we're looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum, in their first cycles, they got absolutely beaten down. Then after that, they had drops of slightly less. Ethereum in the 80s, Bitcoin in the 70s. So really, I would have to expect that it's going to at least be in the 80s when we're talking about KASPA's potential decline, and that it potentially could be in the 90s. So I've thought, well, hey, let's go 87%. I know that's an arbitrary number, and that number doesn't necessarily mean too much, but I think it's probably an okay estimation if we're looking at completely random numbers and what KASPA could retrace this cycle. I'm thinking if Bitcoin's at least retracing 75%, then it's got to be higher than that. So KASPA, what prices are we looking at in the bear market if we do have an 87% retracement? I've given you a few different numbers here, and they're based on my price predictions, being KASPA in the peak bull run is going to hit between a $1 and a $5 valuation. So if we hit a $5 valuation and we have a retracement of 87%, that will give us a KASPA price of approximately 64 cents. If we have a KASPA price of $3.30 in the bull run and have an 87% retracement, we will have a KASPA price of approximately 42 cents. If it's $2.50, our retracement will be back to 31 cents. If it's $1.70, we'll have a retracement back to around the 21 cent mark. And if KASPA tops out at around the dollar, we'll have a retracement all the way back to around the 12.5 cent mark. So me personally, I don't plan on round tripping my bags and holding all the way to the top and then all the way back down. Although I do think KASPA is going to be a multi-cycle coin, what I plan on doing is what I have been doing, and that's dollar costing in when the prices of KASPA are low and dollar costing out in the cycle when it heats up and prices get pretty high. So I'll be averaging out selling probably somewhere around the dollar, I might start selling a small amount of KASPA, and I'll be more aggressively selling up towards that $5 mark. Now, I'll be selling in between these ranges likely, which is November 24 to November 25. Now, I've got a bunch of other different exit metrics for the market, which I've got linked in my Discord. My Discord is 100% free to join, so you're more than welcome to join that. I'll leave a link in the description below, and you can sign up. So a lot of people talk about holding KASPA all the way up, all the way down, and into the next cycle, into 2030. And although I think if KASPA is adopted as that digital silver, then that will probably be a great thing to do. I personally don't think I could hack having a $4 KASPA or having a $3.30 KASPA and riding it all the way down to 43 cents over a period of 2 years. That to me would make me lose sleep, and I'm not in the crypto game to lose sleep. I'm here to make money, and I'm here to be part of a like-minded community that is interested in thinking about things that are outside the norm. So me personally, I'm definitely not going to be holding all of my KASPA all the way up and all the way down. Now, I don't hate the idea of holding a moon bag at all. Now, to me, that's between 5% and 20%, and I don't hate the idea of holding that all the way through for a multitude of reasons. Firstly, we've never had this amount of institutional adoption in crypto, and we've never had this amount of institutional interest in crypto. So by holding a small amount of KASPA all the way through, you are hedging against the fact that maybe we are underestimating how explosive KASPA will be. You're also hedging against the fact that maybe as more institutions adopt crypto, the 4-year cycle theory won't play out again, and that although we will probably have a retracement, maybe we only get a retracement for 6 months instead of that 1 to 2 years of absolute hell that you would know too well if you have ridden your bags throughout a bear market. So by having a small percentage of your portfolio that is KASPA and holding that through, you are mitigating your risks against a couple of those. But I still don't think it's a great idea to hold a huge amount of your KASPA or all of your KASPA throughout the entirety of the bull run and throughout the entirety of the bear market. I think it has a few flaws, especially when it comes to the psychology of watching your money go down literally 90% over a 1 to 2 year period. Now, that will be going from you being at peak euphoria highs, feeling like an absolute genius, to having a serious amount of self-loathing if you are watching your, say, $100,000 worth of KASPA drop down to $10,000. That's something that personally I don't want to be dealing with. So it's something that if I do this, I'm only going to be allocating a pretty small amount to this moonbag portfolio. I'm going to be taking profits on the way up, and then I'm going to be looking at when we get back to attractive prices and the market looks like it's potentially turning around, bottoming down, and Bitcoin starts to form higher lows and we trend on the way up in the 1 to 2 years before the Bitcoin halving, then that's when I'm going to be looking to reallocate to KASPA. I am hugely bullish on KASPA, and I think it's going to be a multi-cycle coin, and I think it's going to do super well. But I personally do not plan on holding my KASPA all the way up and then all the way back down. So anyway, that's a really quick summary and just my 2 cents on what I'll be doing with my KASPA. And if you're not too familiar with how brutal bear markets can be, that just gives you some rough estimates of what kind of losses you could be looking at if you hold your KASPA all the way down. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to go from $5 down to 64 cents perfectly, and then next cycle it's going to absolutely rocket back up. There are so many different things that could happen. There could be new tech that comes out. The market has a very short attention span. There are a lot of new shiny toys that come out in new cycles. So although I think KASPA is going to do super well, I only plan on holding a small amount of it, if any at all. Anyway, that is just my 2 cents on this topic. So if you found that helpful at all, I'd love you to drop a comment down below. Let me know. Also, if you could like the video, that helps so much. It helps to get more KASPA content out to the masses. It really does help the channel out so much, and I'd really appreciate it, as I'm not making any money off, well, making quite a lot of money off crypto, but not making any money off YouTube. I'm doing it as I really do love this space, and I love seeing all of you in the space and enjoy helping out where I can. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much, legends, for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, and I'll catch you in the next one.